Life is a series of interactions, relationships, and connections. But inevitably, in the midst of this intricate web, you will encounter moments of pain, betrayal, and hurt. It is in these moments that your true character is tested, not by how you act, but by how you choose to not react. When someone hurts you, the natural instinct is to strike back, to defend your pride, to prove your worth. But I tell you, the greatest strength you can demonstrate is restraint. It is in the silence of your response that true power is found. Why? Because when you master your emotions, you master your destiny. You see, reacting out of pain often leads to decisions made in haste, words spoken in anger, and actions that you may regret. But when you take a step back and seek to understand the situation, you give yourself the gift of clarity. You begin to see the situation not as a personal attack, but as an opportunity for growth. Responding with grace, even when you've been wronged, elevates you above the situation. It shows that your values are not swayed by the actions of others. Remember, you are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond to what happens. Focus on the bigger picture. Every reaction, every word spoken in anger has the potential to derail your purpose and your peace. Is that fleeting satisfaction of retaliation worth sacrificing your peace of mind? Is it worth losing sight of your goals? I assure you it is not. Understand that your identity is secure. You do not need to prove who you are by reacting to every offense. Those who know their worth, those who understand their value, can walk in silence, knowing that their identity is unshaken by the words or actions of others. There is power in silence. Silence does not mean defeat. Silence means wisdom. It speaks volumes about your strength, control, and discernment. It is a declaration that your peace is too valuable to be disturbed by trivial matters. Guard your heart. Protect that inner sanctuary where your peace resides. Do not allow the actions of others to infiltrate and disrupt the harmony within you. Instead, let forgiveness be your shield. Forgiveness does not excuse the behavior, but it frees you from the emotional chains of bitterness and resentment. And finally, remember this: let God fight your battles. Vindication, justice, and recompense do not come from your hands, but from a higher power. Trust that your silence is not in vain. It is a demonstration of your faith that the battle is not yours to fight. So when hurt comes your way, and it will choose not to react, choose to rise above, to maintain your dignity, and to keep your focus on the path ahead. In your silence, you will find strength, peace, and ultimately victory. When someone wrongs you, the immediate urge is to react, to assert your position, to defend yourself. This urge is natural, but it is not always beneficial. The true measure of strength lies in the ability to exercise restraint, to hold back when everything within you screams to retaliate. Restraint is not a sign of weakness, rather, it is the hallmark of true power. To restrain yourself in the face of provocation requires a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. It's a recognition that your identity and self-worth are not dictated by external circumstances or the actions of others. When you choose restraint, you are choosing to rise above the situation, refusing to let the actions of others pull you down to a level that is beneath your purpose. Restraint allows you to maintain control over your emotions rather than allowing your emotions to control you. It is easy to lash out in anger, but it takes true strength to pause, reflect, and decide not to react. This moment of pause is where your power lies. It is in this space that you regain control, where you determine the outcome rather than letting the situation dictate it. By choosing not to react, you are preserving your energy for what truly matters. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every offense deserves your attention. Restraint helps you to conserve your resources, to focus on the bigger picture, and to channel your energy towards your goals and higher purposes. It's a declaration that you are not easily swayed or thrown off course by the actions of others. Moreover, restraint sends a powerful message to those around you. It demonstrates that you are a person of wisdom and maturity, someone who understands the value of self-control. It shows that you are not driven by impulsive emotions, but guided by a deeper sense of purpose and integrity. In a world that often glorifies immediate responses and quick reactions, restraint sets you apart as someone who operates on a higher plane. Restraint also opens the door to better outcomes. When you refrain from reacting in the heat of the moment, you allow space for clarity to emerge. This clarity can lead to more thoughtful responses, ones that are aligned with your values and long-term goals. It also gives others the opportunity to reflect on their actions, potentially leading to reconciliation or understanding that would have been impossible in the midst of a heated exchange. In essence, restraint is not about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. It's about recognizing that true power lies not in how loudly you can speak or how quickly you can react, but in how wisely you can choose to respond or not respond at all. It is this power in restraint that ultimately leads to peace, wisdom, and a life lived with purpose. Emotions are a fundamental part of who we are as human beings. They give color to our experiences, shape our relationships, and drive us to take action. However, when left unchecked, emotions can also become a force of destruction, leading us to make decisions that we later regret. The key to living a life of purpose and integrity lies in mastering your emotions, harnessing their power without being controlled by them. Mastering your emotions begins with understanding them. It's not about denying how you feel or pretending that certain emotions don't exist. Instead, it's about acknowledging your emotions, recognizing their source, and understanding why they arise in certain situations. This self-awareness is the foundation of emotional mastery. When you understand why you feel a certain way, you can better manage how those feelings influence your thoughts and actions. Once you've gained this understanding, the next step is to develop the ability to pause. In the heat of the moment, when emotions are running high, it's easy to react impulsively. But mastering your emotions means creating a space between the emotion and your response. This space allows you to choose your actions consciously rather than being driven by the intensity of the moment. It's in this pause that you can evaluate the situation, consider the consequences of your actions, and decide on the most constructive way to proceed. Emotional mastery also involves learning to redirect your emotions in a positive way. Anger, for example, can be a powerful motivator for change when channeled correctly. Instead of letting anger lead to destructive actions, you can use it to fuel your determination, to inspire you to address injustices, or to push you toward achieving your goals. Similarly, sadness can be a source of deep reflection, leading to personal growth and a greater understanding of life's complexities. By mastering your emotions, you transform them from potential liabilities into valuable assets. Another critical aspect of mastering your emotions is not allowing them to dictate your identity. Emotions are temporary states. They come and go like waves in the ocean. But your identity, your values, and your purpose are far more enduring. When you allow emotions to control you, you risk making decisions that are inconsistent with who you truly are. But when you master your emotions, you maintain alignment with your core beliefs, ensuring that your actions reflect your true self, even in challenging situations. Mastering your emotions also means not being swayed by external circumstances. Life will inevitably present challenges and people may hurt or disappoint you. But by mastering your emotions, you remain centered, able to navigate these situations with grace and composure. You learn to respond to life from a place of inner strength rather than reacting to the external world's fluctuations. This inner strength allows you to remain focused on your goals and true to your values, regardless of what is happening around you. In relationships, mastering your emotions is vital for maintaining harmony and understanding. When you control your emotions, you communicate more effectively, listen more deeply, and respond more thoughtfully. You become a source of stability for those around you, someone who can be relied upon to remain calm and level-headed even in difficult situations. This emotional maturity fosters trust and respect, deepening your connections with others. Ultimately, mastering your emotions is about living with intention. It's about taking ownership of your emotional life and using it to enhance your journey rather than derail it. It's a commitment to personal growth, to becoming the best version of yourself, and to living a life that is guided by purpose, wisdom, and strength. By mastering your emotions, you not only gain control over your inner world, but you also influence the outer world in a way that is positive, impactful, and aligned with your highest ideals. When someone hurts you, the instinct to retaliate can be strong, driven by a desire to protect yourself, to assert your dignity, or to make the other person feel the pain they've inflicted on you. However, retaliation often perpetuates a cycle of conflict, leading to further harm and misunderstanding. True wisdom lies in seeking understanding rather than giving in to the urge for revenge. Seeking understanding begins with shifting your perspective. Instead of focusing solely on your own hurt, take a step back and consider the situation from a broader view. Ask yourself why the other person acted the way they did. What might have motivated their behavior? Often people hurt others out of their own pain, insecurity, or misunderstanding. By trying to understand their perspective, you can gain insights that might not only explain their actions, but also soften your own emotional response. This approach doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but it does mean looking deeper into the situation. Understanding the context can help you see that the offense might not have been as personal as it felt. It can also reveal underlying issues that need to be addressed, either within the other person or within the relationship itself. This kind of insight allows you to respond with wisdom rather than reacting out of anger or hurt. When you seek understanding, you open the door to resolution and healing. Instead of escalating the conflict through retaliation, you create an opportunity for dialogue and reconciliation. By approaching the situation with a desire to understand rather than to retaliate, you demonstrate emotional maturity and strength. This approach can diffuse tension, allowing both parties to move forward in a way that is constructive and respectful. Moreover, seeking understanding rather than retaliating preserves your own peace of mind. Retaliation might offer a momentary sense of satisfaction, but it often leaves behind a trail of guilt, regret, and ongoing conflict. On the other hand, when you seek to understand, you maintain your integrity and align your actions with your values. This not only protects your inner peace, but also contributes to a more positive and harmonious environment around you. Understanding also empowers you. It gives you the knowledge you need to respond effectively and thoughtfully. Instead of being caught up in a reactive cycle, you take control of the situation by choosing how you will respond based on a fuller understanding of what is happening. This shift from reaction to response is a powerful one, as it puts you in the driver's seat, allowing you to steer the situation toward a more positive outcome. Additionally, seeking understanding can transform your relationships. When others see that you are more interested in understanding their perspective than in retaliating, they are more likely to open up, to be honest, and to engage in meaningful dialogue. This fosters trust and respect, deepening your connections with others. It shows that you value the relationship enough to invest in understanding rather than tearing it down through conflict. In the end, seeking understanding over retaliation is about choosing a higher path. It's about recognizing that every interaction is an opportunity to learn, grow, and build rather than destroy. By prioritizing understanding, you elevate your response, showing that you are driven by wisdom and purpose rather than by fleeting emotions. This approach not only leads to more positive outcomes in the moment, but also sets a foundation for a life that is characterized by peace, strength, and meaningful connections. When faced with hurt or offense, responding with grace is a powerful choice that reflects both inner strength and maturity. Grace is not about weakness or passivity. Rather, it's about choosing to rise above the negativity, showing kindness, patience, and understanding even when it's not deserved. This choice is not just for the benefit of others, but for your own peace and integrity as well. Responding with grace begins with self-control. It requires the ability to pause before reacting, to take a breath and consider your response carefully. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to let emotions dictate your actions, but grace demands a different approach. It calls for you to align your response with your values and principles, rather than with the immediate impulse to strike back or defend yourself. This act of restraint is a reflection of your character, showing that you are guided by wisdom rather than by the emotions of the moment. Grace also involves empathy. It's about putting yourself in the other person's shoes, trying to understand their perspective, and acknowledging their humanity, even if they have wronged you. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it does mean recognizing that everyone is flawed and that people often act out of their own pain or confusion. By responding with grace, you create a space where healing and understanding can occur rather than escalating the conflict. When you respond with grace, you also protect your own heart. Retaliation or harsh words might feel satisfying in the moment, but they often leave behind a residue of bitterness and regret. Grace, on the other hand, allows you to maintain your inner peace. It frees you from the burden of carrying anger or resentment, enabling you to move forward with clarity and purpose. This internal peace is invaluable as it keeps you focused on your goals and aligned with your true self, regardless of the challenges you face. Graceful responses are also a form of leadership. They set an example for others to follow, demonstrating that it is possible to handle difficult situations with dignity and respect. In a world that often rewards aggression and quick reactions, grace stands out as a testament to a higher way of living. It shows that you are not swayed by the actions of others, but are instead guided by your own principles and sense of purpose. This kind of leadership can inspire others to act with more kindness and understanding in their own lives. Moreover, responding with grace often leads to better outcomes in the long run. While a harsh response might end the immediate conflict, it rarely resolves the underlying issues. Grace, however, opens the door to reconciliation and growth. It encourages dialogue and fosters an environment where differences can be addressed constructively. By choosing grace, you create opportunities for relationships to heal and for conflicts to be resolved in a way that is beneficial for everyone involved. Responding with grace also strengthens your relationships. When you choose to respond with kindness and understanding, even in difficult situations, you build trust and respect. Others see that you are someone who values the relationship enough to handle conflicts with care and consideration. This approach deepens connections, making it easier to navigate future challenges together. It shows that you are committed to maintaining healthy and positive relationships, even when times are tough. Ultimately, responding with grace is about choosing to live with intention. It's about deciding how you want to show up in the world, how you want to be remembered, and what kind of impact you want to have on others. Grace is not just a reaction, it's a deliberate choice to embody love, kindness, and understanding in every interaction. By choosing grace, you elevate your life and the lives of those around you, creating a ripple effect of positivity and goodwill that extends far beyond the immediate situation. When someone hurts you, it's easy to get caught up in the immediate pain and react to the moment. But to truly navigate life's challenges with wisdom, you must look beyond the immediate situation and see the bigger picture. This broader perspective helps you understand that not every conflict or slight deserves a reaction. It reminds you that your life is part of a larger narrative, and your response should be aligned with your greater goals and purpose. The bigger picture involves recognizing that life is a journey with many twists and turns, and not every bump in the road is worth stopping for. When you zoom out and view the situation from a distance, you realize that today's hurt may not even be a memory tomorrow. What seems like a major offense in the moment may fade into insignificance when viewed in the context of your entire life. By keeping this perspective, you save yourself from unnecessary stress and maintain your focus on what truly matters. Understanding the bigger picture also helps you see that the actions of others are often a reflection of their own struggles, insecurities, or pain. When someone lashes out, it may have little to do with you and more to do with their own issues. By recognizing this, you can choose to respond with empathy rather than anger. Instead of reacting to their negativity, you can decide to be a source of positivity and strength, knowing that your energy is better spent on your goals and aspirations than on fleeting conflicts. Focusing on the bigger picture also involves considering the long-term consequences of your actions. Retaliation might feel satisfying in the moment, but it can lead to lasting damage in relationships and reputations. When you think about how your actions will affect your future, you realize that a measured, thoughtful response, or sometimes no response at all, often leads to better outcomes. It allows you to maintain your integrity and build a life that is consistent with your values. Additionally, the bigger picture reminds you of your own growth and development. Every challenge, including the hurt caused by others, is an opportunity for growth. It's a chance to practice patience, resilience, and forgiveness. By viewing these moments as opportunities rather than obstacles, you turn potential setbacks into stepping stones on your journey to becoming a stronger, wiser person. This shift in perspective transforms how you handle difficulties, making you more adaptable and resilient in the face of adversity. The bigger picture also helps you prioritize your time and energy. Life is too short to be consumed by every slight or offense. When you see the broader landscape of your life, you realize that your energy is better invested in pursuing your passions, nurturing meaningful relationships, and achieving your dreams. This focus on the bigger picture helps you let go of minor conflicts, freeing you to live a life that is more fulfilling and aligned with your true purpose. Furthermore, the bigger picture brings a sense of peace and calm. When you understand that life is about more than just the present moment, you become less reactive and more centered. You realize that many things that seem urgent today will not matter in the long run, and this understanding helps you navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. You become more resilient to the ups and downs of life, knowing that each moment is just a part of a larger, more meaningful journey. Finally, keeping the bigger picture in mind allows you to live with greater intention. It encourages you to make choices that are consistent with your long-term goals and values, rather than being driven by temporary emotions. This intentionality leads to a life that is more purposeful and rewarding, one where you are not easily swayed by the actions of others, but are guided by your own vision and principles. In essence, the bigger picture is about seeing beyond the immediate and embracing the fullness of your life's journey. It's about understanding that every moment, whether challenging or joyful, is part of a grander design. By keeping this perspective, you empower yourself to respond to life's difficulties with wisdom, grace, and a deep sense of purpose, ensuring that your actions today contribute positively to the life you are building for tomorrow. In a world where we often face criticism, judgment, and sometimes even outright hostility, it's easy to let the actions and words of others shake our sense of self. But true strength and peace come from knowing that your identity is secure regardless of external circumstances. When your identity is rooted in something deeper and more enduring than the opinions of others, you become resilient to the ups and downs of life. You no longer feel the need to react to every slight or hurt. because you know who you are and what you stand for. Your identity is not defined by the approval or disapproval of others. It's not shaped by the praise you receive or the criticism you endure. Instead, it is grounded in your values, your beliefs, and your purpose. When you are secure in your identity, you understand that you are more than the sum of your experiences and the opinions of those around you. You are a unique individual with a specific purpose, and that purpose is not diminished by the actions of others. This security in your identity allows you to navigate challenges with confidence. When someone hurts you, their words or actions do not define you, your response does. By choosing not to react out of hurt or anger, you affirm your true self, showing that you are not easily swayed by external forces. You demonstrate that your identity is anchored in something far more substantial than the fleeting emotions of the moment. This inner strength gives you the power to rise above the situation, maintaining your dignity and composure. Knowing that your identity is secure also frees you from the need to prove yourself to others. When you are confident in who you are, you don't need to seek validation or approval from external sources. You don't feel the need to retaliate or defend yourself every time someone wrongs you, because you know that your worth is not determined by their actions. This confidence allows you to respond with grace, wisdom, and self-control rather than being drawn into unnecessary conflicts. Your identity, when secure, acts as a shield against the negativity and hostility that can sometimes surround you. It protects you from internalizing the hurtful words or actions of others, allowing you to maintain your self-esteem and self-respect. You understand that the opinions and judgments of others do not diminish your value. This understanding creates a sense of peace within you, as you are no longer dependent on others for your sense of self-worth. Moreover, a secure identity empowers you to live authentically. You are free to be yourself, to pursue your goals and passions without fear of judgment or rejection. When your identity is secure, you are not swayed by the expectations or opinions of others. You live in alignment with your true self, making choices that reflect your values and aspirations. This authenticity not only brings fulfillment, but also attracts genuine relationships and opportunities that resonate with who you truly are. Having a secure identity also allows you to extend grace to others. When you are not threatened by the actions or opinions of others, you can approach situations with empathy and understanding. You realize that their behavior often reflects their own insecurities or struggles, not a reflection of your worth. This perspective enables you to respond with kindness and patience, even in the face of hurt or offense. Your security in your identity gives you the capacity to forgive, to let go of grudges, and to move forward with a clear heart and mind. Ultimately, a secure identity gives you the freedom to focus on what truly matters in life. Instead of being consumed by the need to defend or assert yourself, you can direct your energy toward your goals, your passions, and the people who matter most to you. You can live with purpose and intention, knowing that your identity is unshakable and that nothing can diminish your value. This security in who you are is the foundation for a life of peace, strength, and fulfillment. Silence is often more powerful than words. When someone hurts you, your initial reaction might be to speak out, defend yourself, or retaliate. However, choosing silence can be a profound statement in itself. It conveys a level of self-control and wisdom that words sometimes cannot. By holding your tongue, you create space for reflection, for yourself and for others, and you allow your actions and demeanor to communicate more than words ever could. Silence does not mean passivity or weakness. It's a deliberate choice to refrain from engaging in conflict or unnecessary dialogue. It demonstrates that you are not easily provoked and that you have the maturity to choose your battles wisely. When you remain silent in the face of provocation, you show that you are not ruled by your emotions but by your principles. This restraint often speaks louder than any argument, signaling that you are in control of the situation and of yourself. Silence also allows the other person to reflect on their actions. When you don't respond with anger or hurt, it forces them to consider the impact of their words or behavior. Your silence can prompt introspection, leading them to question their actions and in some cases to feel regret or remorse. This quiet reflection can be more powerful than any immediate response, as it encourages growth and change from within the other person. Additionally, silence protects your peace. Words spoken in anger or pain often lead to regret, and once spoken, they cannot be taken back. By choosing silence, you avoid the potential fallout of saying something you don't truly mean or that could escalate the situation further. Silence gives you the time and space to process your emotions, to think clearly, and to decide how or if you want to respond. This ensures that any response you do give is measured, thoughtful, and aligned with your values. In many situations, silence can be disarming. When someone expects a reaction and is met with calm silence instead, it can diffuse the tension. It shows that you are not playing into the conflict and that you are above the pettiness of the situation. This kind of silence is powerful because it shifts the dynamic, putting you in control without having to say a word. It demonstrates strength, patience, and a deep sense of self-assurance. Silence also allows you to observe and understand more deeply. When you are silent, you can listen to others, to your own thoughts, and to the situation as a whole. This heightened awareness often reveals insights that might be missed in the heat of an argument. You become more attuned to the underlying issues, the emotions at play, and the best course of action moving forward. This clarity can lead to more effective and constructive responses when you do choose to speak. Moreover, silence preserves your dignity. In moments of conflict or hurt, words can quickly become weapons. By choosing silence, you rise above the fray, maintaining your integrity and self-respect. You show that you value your peace of mind and that you are not willing to lower yourself to engage in destructive exchanges. This dignified silence is a powerful statement in itself, one that conveys confidence and self-worth. Finally, silence can be a tool for healing. It allows you to process your emotions without external influence, to come to terms with what has happened, and to decide how you want to move forward. This period of quiet reflection can lead to personal growth, greater self-awareness, and a deeper understanding of the situation. By embracing silence, you give yourself the gift of time to heal, to learn, and to emerge stronger and more resilient. Guarding your heart is about protecting your inner self, your emotions, thoughts, and values from the negativity and harm that can arise in difficult situations. When someone hurts you, it's natural to feel pain, anger, or resentment. However, these emotions, if not carefully managed, can take root and start to affect your well-being, relationships, and overall outlook on life. Guarding your heart means being vigilant about what you allow to enter and take residence in your mind and soul. To guard your heart effectively, you must first be aware of the influences around you. This includes not only the words and actions of others, but also your own thoughts and reactions. When hurtful situations arise, it's easy to dwell on the pain, replaying the incident over and over in your mind. But this only serves to deepen the wound and give more power to the offense. Guarding your heart involves consciously choosing to focus away from the hurt and toward more positive, constructive thoughts. This also means setting boundaries both externally and internally. Externally, it's important to protect yourself from situations and people who consistently bring negativity into your life. While you can't always avoid hurtful encounters, you can limit your exposure to those who repeatedly cause harm. Internally, guarding your heart requires setting emotional boundaries, choosing not to let the words or actions of others dictate your mood or self-worth. It's about refusing to let someone else's negativity disrupt your peace. Guarding your heart is also about maintaining your values and integrity in the face of hurt. When you're wounded, there's a temptation to respond in kind, to lash out or seek revenge. But doing so can lead you away from your true self, causing you to act in ways that are inconsistent with your principles. By guarding your heart, you stay true to who you are, choosing to respond in a way that reflects your deepest values rather than being driven by anger or pain. Another key aspect of guarding your heart is forgiveness. Holding on to grudges or bitterness can poison your heart over time, leading to ongoing emotional distress. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing the wrong or forgetting the hurt. It means releasing the hold that the offense has on you. By choosing to forgive, you free your heart from the burden of carrying around resentment, allowing you to move forward with a lighter, more peaceful spirit. Guarding your heart also involves nurturing it with positive influences. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, engage in activities that bring you joy, and focus on thoughts that encourage growth and healing. The more you fill your heart with positivity, the less room there is for negativity to take hold. This proactive approach helps to strengthen your emotional resilience, making it easier to withstand the challenges that come your way. Additionally, guarding your heart means taking care of your emotional health. Just as you would protect your physical health by avoiding harmful environments and maintaining good habits, you should do the same for your emotional well-being. This might involve practices like meditation, prayer, journaling, or talking to someone you trust. These activities can help you process emotions in a healthy way, ensuring that you don't let negative experiences fester and grow into something more damaging. Ultimately, guarding your heart is about preserving your peace. Life will inevitably bring moments of hurt and disappointment, but how you choose to handle those moments determines your long-term well-being. By guarding your heart, you maintain control over your inner world, ensuring that the external chaos doesn't disrupt your internal harmony. This not only helps you recover from hurt more quickly, but also empowers you to live with greater joy, purpose, and resilience. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful acts you can choose in the face of hurt or offense. It's a decision to release the anger, bitterness, and resentment that can weigh down your heart and mind. Forgiveness is not about condoning the wrong done to you, nor is it about forgetting the pain you experienced. Rather, it is about freeing yourself from the emotional burden that comes with holding onto past grievances. When you forgive, you take control of your emotional well-being. Holding on to anger and resentment can create a toxic environment within you, leading to stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. By choosing to forgive, you release these negative emotions, making space for peace and healing. Forgiveness is like cutting the tether that keeps you anchored to the past, allowing you to move forward without the heavy baggage of unresolved hurt. Forgiveness is also an act of strength. It requires a deep well of courage to let go of the desire for revenge or justice and to rise above the pain inflicted upon you. It is a testament to your inner resilience and your ability to transcend the situation. When you forgive, you demonstrate that you are not defined by the hurt you've experienced, but by the strength and grace with which you respond to it. Moreover, forgiveness is a pathway to personal growth. It teaches you empathy, compassion, and understanding. By forgiving, you acknowledge that everyone, including yourself, is imperfect and capable of making mistakes. This perspective helps you to develop a more forgiving attitude, not just toward others, but also toward yourself, which is essential for overall emotional health. It allows you to approach life with a more open and compassionate heart. Forgiveness also plays a crucial role in maintaining and restoring relationships. While some wounds may be too deep to mend a relationship, many can be healed through the act of forgiveness. When you forgive, you open the door to reconciliation and the possibility of rebuilding trust. This doesn't mean that things will go back to how they were, but it does create a foundation for moving forward in a healthier, more positive way. In the broader sense, forgiveness contributes to a more peaceful and harmonious life. When you forgive, you break the cycle of negativity and conflict that can perpetuate hurt and division. You choose to be a source of peace rather than a participant in ongoing strife. This choice not only benefits you, but also sets an example for others, promoting a culture of understanding and kindness in your community and beyond. Forgiveness is also a profound expression of love, both for others and for yourself. It is an acknowledgement that while hurt is inevitable, it does not have to define or control your life. By forgiving, you are choosing to prioritize your own peace and happiness over the temporary satisfaction of holding on to a grudge. This act of love can transform your relationships and your life, leading to deeper connections and a more fulfilling existence. Ultimately, the power of forgiveness lies in its ability to liberate you. It is a choice that empowers you to reclaim your life from the grip of past hurts. It allows you to live more fully in the present, with a heart unburdened by bitterness and a mind clear of lingering anger. In this way, forgiveness is not just an act you do for others, it is a gift you give to yourself, one that opens the door to greater peace, joy, and freedom. Trusting that God will fight your battles is a profound act of faith and surrender. It means releasing control over the outcomes of conflicts and challenges and instead placing your trust in a higher power to handle the situation according to divine wisdom and timing. This act of faith is not about inaction, but about redirecting your energy from fighting the battles yourself to focusing on maintaining your own peace and purpose. When you let God fight your battles, you acknowledge that there are forces and factors beyond your control. You recognize that some situations are too complex or overwhelming to handle alone. By surrendering the struggle to God, you admit that your understanding is limited and that a higher power has the capability to address issues in ways that you might not even see. This trust allows you to step back from the immediate pressure and emotional strain of the battle, knowing that you are supported by a force greater than yourself. Letting God fight your battles also means releasing the need for vengeance or retribution. It's about choosing not to retaliate or engage in conflict out of anger or frustration. Instead, you trust that divine justice will prevail in its own time and manner. This trust liberates you from the burden of seeking revenge or holding on to resentment, freeing your heart from the weight of negativity and allowing you to focus on positive and constructive aspects of your life. Moreover, when you let God handle your struggles, you allow yourself to remain calm and centered. Instead of being consumed by the conflict, you can cultivate inner peace and resilience. This sense of calm is not passive, it is an active choice to remain grounded and focused on your own growth and well-being, even in the midst of adversity. By doing so, you create a space for clarity and wisdom, making it easier to navigate challenges with grace and composure. Trusting that God will fight your battles also provides a sense of reassurance and hope. In moments of difficulty, it can be easy to feel alone and overwhelmed. However, faith in a higher power offers the comfort of knowing that you are not facing your challenges on your own. This belief can inspire hope and courage, encouraging you to persevere through tough times with the confidence that a greater plan is at work. Letting God fight your battles doesn't mean being passive or indifferent to the situation. It's about aligning your actions with faith and integrity, while trusting that the ultimate outcome is in divine hands. It involves continuing to act with righteousness and justice, but without the need to control or manipulate the results. This approach ensures that your actions are guided by your values rather than by reactive emotions. Additionally, trusting God to handle your battles helps you grow spiritually. It strengthens your faith and deepens your relationship with the divine. As you see the results of this trust unfold, your faith is reinforced, leading to greater spiritual maturity and understanding. This growth is not only about the outcome of specific battles, but also about developing a broader perspective on life and its challenges. Ultimately, letting God fight your battles is a powerful expression of faith and surrender. It's about acknowledging that while you can take steps to address challenges, you do so with the understanding that the ultimate resolution is guided by a higher power. This trust empowers you to navigate life's struggles with confidence, peace, and a deep sense of divine support, knowing that you are not alone in your journey. In conclusion, embracing the principle of never reacting when someone hurts you is not merely about restraining yourself, it's about choosing a path of profound wisdom and inner strength. By understanding that silence can speak volumes and that the power of forgiveness and trusting in a higher power can transform your approach to conflict, you equip yourself to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. When you guard your heart, you protect your emotional well-being and ensure that you are not swayed by negativity. By mastering your emotions and seeking understanding rather than retaliation, you maintain control over your responses and demonstrate true strength. Responding with grace, viewing situations from the bigger picture, and relying on a secure sense of identity help you rise above the immediate pain and focus on what truly matters. Ultimately, letting God fight your battles frees you from the burden of seeking revenge or holding on to resentment. It allows you to live in peace, knowing that divine wisdom is guiding the outcomes of your struggles. This faith in a higher power, combined with your own inner strength, enables you to handle hurt with dignity and maintain a positive, forward-focused perspective. By adopting these principles, you not only protect your own well-being, but also set a powerful example for others. You show that it is possible to face adversity with calm and courage, to forgive and move on, and to trust in a greater plan. This approach not only transforms your own life, but also fosters a more compassionate and understanding world. So let us commit to these principles and face each challenge with the confidence that comes from knowing our identity is secure, that silence speaks louder than words, and that our battles are fought not alone, but with the support of divine strength. In doing so, we create a life of peace, purpose, and profound resilience.